there's something almost comical, which is also a little humbling about this quote. Life has a way of setting us up like we're the star of some cosmic prank show.
Yes.
We're spending so much energy trying to dodge discomfort, trying to outsmart fate, trying to reroute the pain, and somehow we end up walking straight into it anyway. It's like when we're trying to run away from the consequences of our actions, and the consequences don't chase us. They just wait there patiently on the very road we chose to avoid, right? Right?
Yes.
And there's a story about Napoleon. You ever heard this? It was like at the height of his power, when he was dominating Europe, he became like obsessed with Russia. He thought Russia is the only real threat to my power. Russia, one of those Russia, like laying in bed at night, Russia.
Okay.
So he decides, I won't wait for fate to happen, and just avoid the fate. Just to avoid the fate that he feared, he invades Russia preemptively before he's like even ready to do it. And that very act, that invasion, becomes the beginning of his demise, right? Because Russia just retreats. They burn down their own cities, and they're like, now we're going to let winter do the work. And Napoleon's army collapses. So he wasn't conquered, right? Despite the decision, he was conquered because of his decision. The thing he was most afraid of didn't sneak up on him. He met him. It met him right on the road, right? And that's how our own karma works like this. We think we're being smart, strategic, protective, but the universe has its own intelligence. If a lesson hasn't been learned, it doesn't disappear. It just gets delivered another way.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Live from the Courtyard Marriott in Mumbai, this is Wisdom of the Sages, a Bhakti Yoga podcast with your host, Raghunath and co-host and senior educator at the Bhakti Center in New York City, Kaustubha Das. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's Monday, December 29, 2025. It's episode 1714. Good morning, beautiful people. Made it to India. Woo! I got to hand it to Pranapriya. The flight took off. She fell asleep and didn't wake up. And I used to, back in my day, pre-COVID, I could do things like this. I could put my legs in lotus position and go to sleep for 9 hours. I was so proud of myself. She was asleep the entire flight.
No, I woke up a little here and there.
No.
I did sleep most
You
of
did
it,
not.
no.
It was unbelievable. I was so impressed.
Well, especially, it was quite impressive because we flew out at like 10 a.m. So
Yeah,
it's one thing when you fly out at midnight and you're exhausted, but
10 a.m. She's like, good night, and just conked.
our last few days in New York were pretty exhausting.
She was on full on cooking feasts for families, and then another family, and then another family, and then it just kept on going.
Raghunath,
So I think
she could be taking medications that you're not aware of.
she could be on some type of heavy medication. Yeah, she's always blowing her nose. I can't figure it out why. No, she's great.
That does the opposite.
Yeah, that keeps you awake. But anyway, it was nice. And now we're here. We landed. I feel great. And the chief and Lori are here, and I'm excited. So I'm so happy to be back in India.
Okay.
How's the Govardhan Eco Village, sir?
Govardhan Eco Village, beautiful, Raghunath. Absolutely beautiful. I gotta appreciate, what the devotees have done here.
Yeah.
Just all from the vision of one person and a large group of people that have faith in him and in his vision and are ready to sacrifice really to sacrifice to make a beautiful offering to God and to the world, They're doing
that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. They're not on the mental platform at all. It's like, we're doing it.
Yeah.
And it's not hype either. Like, we're going to do this. We got this plan to do this. It's not that either. It's like, this is what we're doing, and we're just going to do it practically silently. You know what I mean? We come back every year. It's not like their announcement. No, we're building this. No, it's not flashy. It's just steady determination to guru.
Progress.
There's no hype.
Overcoming
it's progress.
obstacles And it's like you come here. I really, I really felt I was keying in on something through this course that I took, the Oxford thing in Vrindavan.
Yeah.
And part of it is really honing in on what exactly is Vrindavan. Is it a certain, punch crochet, a certain measurement,
Right.
What exactly is it? And, I think most essentially we can say that they say Krishna never sets a foot outside of Vrindavan. And that means, so if he's present somewhere, then that place is Vrindavan.
Yeah.
And
So people say
what-
also wherever the deity is worshipped within a 2-mile radius is Vrindavan.
Okay, but I don't know if, to me, I mean, you can say that, but
Yeah, I just did.
but where Krishna is loved with the mood of the residents of Vrindavan, right?
Mm-hmm.
That place is Vrindavan because that's where Krishna is, and I think you really feel that here. And so, Radhanath Swami told me once there's a very famous scholar who writes on Vrindavan and Krishna Bhakti, and that's one of his fields of, it is his field of expertise. And he came and he saw and this was some years back before it was fully developed, but he saw the Govardhan Eco Village, and he was here for a few days, and at first he just didn't quite get it. Okay, they have these little temples, kind of like, little miniature Vrindavan temples. Somehow he wasn't quite feeling it. Because, I don't know from his perspective, even all the other wonderful things that are going on, he's thinking like, well, is this Vrindavan? But he said that when they had the Yamuna Arti, right? There's a Yamuna River here, like a miniature Yamuna River that's flowing. And there's a sandstone ghat, a sandstone beautiful decorative bathing area, just like they have in
Steps
Vrindavan.
where you can walk down to the water.
And those beautiful ornate, what they call them, chhatras,
Chhatras.
yeah. And like these kind of little gazebo kind of things. But and then every evening, you know what? And then it reminded me of, just because the other, last week we were talking about Tatiyastan, where these sadhus get together and they sit in front of their Radha and Krishna deity and they sing these songs. And they do it with a kind of, it's not like a party mood, but it's kind of like a very loving mood. And that's what happens at the Yamuna Arti here every night, because it's so much under Radhanath Swami's direction, that it's beautiful, meditative time. And, nowadays there's always like, a couple hundred people there, something like that. And it's just so nice. It's real. I feel like it's real Sankirtan. It's real everybody together singing as one, right from the heart, in a beautiful setting. And we're in Vrindavan, So
you're saying it's not necessarily the place or a particular measured distance. It is the mood of the bhakta towards God, and that place can be transformed into
Vrindavan.
almost like Vrindavan state of mind.
Yeah.
I'm in a Vrindavan state of mind.
So, so all that they've accomplished here, it's just, I know there's all kind of cliched kind of things you could say, but my appreciation for it just grows every time I keep coming back. Oh, I got to tell you about a Krishna miracle.
Oh, so now you believe in miracles. Tell me.
Tell you a Krishna miracle. You ready?
Welcome to the magic, Kaustubha.
The realm that you've been living in, all you, Rumi.
Welcome to my magic world.
David Copperfield.
Pull out a rabbit.
So, okay. In Venezuela, Chapoji has like she's doing regular online teaching programs, like online bhakti classes and stuff. Yeah. And she has a student of hers named Vicky. Okay. And her faith in bhakti is really developing, but Vicky's boyfriend was very skeptical, and she brought him to a Krishna program once. Okay. And it just didn't connect,
Yeah.
it was kind
Sometimes
of
it has the opposite effect.
yeah, it was that kind of thing where they're saying, we don't do this, and this is my, and that is bad, and this is bad, and that is, sometimes devotees just kind of hit those
Yeah.
kind of talking points,
Yeah.
And he was like, "What is this? I don't want this." And he was thinking, he was a little worried about, what is Vicky getting into.
Sure.
So, all that there, they just recently, even now, they're in India. They came to India together to go on a trip to India.
Okay.
And they landed in Mumbai, and relatively quickly he got very sick.
Oh, true.
He got mononucleosis
Mononucleosis.
and also dengue fever.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Look at Henry's like, oh my God, dengue. And I got dengue one time when I got home from India once,
I remember
But
that.
yeah. But anyway, they had to take him to the hospital.
Okay.
Guess what hospital they ended up in?
The Bhaktivedanta Hospital.
The Bhakti. They had no idea. They didn't know anything about the Bhaktivedanta Hospital. They just went to the
to a
nearest
hospital.
best hospital. They got the advice, where should we go? They went to the Bhaktivedanta Hospital, which is Raghunath Swami's hospital, that's developed with
Yeah.
all his disciples.
Yeah.
Just the most incredible institution, And there they took such good care of them with such love.
Wow.
And they could see the devotion of everyone there. And they could see it. They all had the tilak on. They're all, reading Bhagavatam all the time. Prabhupada's lectures are playing all the time. And they really developed an affection for the devotees,
Wow.
They really, he was thinking she's in some kind of cult. I think she's going to, But
Right.
this was such a change in perspective.
When he was
And,
when he was there, he was probably like, "When I get better, I'm joining this cult." That's
Well,
what happens.
what he
That's
was-
what happens when you associate with people who are very high like that. You're like,
Yeah.
"What can I do to be like them?"
Well, even while he was in the hospital, he was tuning into Chapu's online classes, and really taking them in and all that. So, and since then they went to Goa, and they searched out
Oh,
devotees. They found devotees in Goa, and Chapu said that Krishna's been following Vicky around, with books and devotees, and wherever they're going in India, they're connecting. But it just shows you the power of just when your service is really not just being done mechanically, but when there's real love in it. And love, this is just the other side of compassion. It's you don't have one without the other. And that hospital is a manifestation of the compassion of the hearts of Radha Swami and all his disciples. And they change hearts every day in that place. They touch hearts.
For sure.
Krishna
Yeah, it's
Miracle.
one of these things when we approach God, wherever we're at, and we say, you know what, I need God in my life. I'm so frustrated with the material world. When we get to that point, things drop out of trees, books fall out of shelves. We run into people that we've never, thought we were going to run into, who has some profound story to tell us. It just happens when we make that declaration. I need God in my life right now. That's what the Maha Mantra is. We're always saying, hey, you should chant the Maha Mantra. It's not just to keep our brains busy. It's a declaration that I need God in my life right now, and then the magic happens.
Magic happens. They could have ended up in any of how many hospitals are there in India? Who knows?
Millions of hospitals.
And who knows what experience they would have had in any of those other hospitals, right? And
Yeah.
Krishna Miracle, they land in the one hospital that's totally connected to the classes that she was hearing and everything like that. And
Miracles are real, Kaustubha.
It sure is, Raghunath. I
don't
wish you would have a
need to-
little more faith sometime.
I don't want you to say I told you so, but I told you so.
All right.
All right, Bubba.
So, Pranapriya.
Yes. I
Any
have some
announcements to make?
announcements.
Yeah. Are we good for the next 2 days?
Not Wednesday, but we are good for tomorrow at this time, 7 a.m.
What would you
that's
think
right.
if we did it a little bit earlier? So, like, if we did the 6 o'clock slot.
We
Raghunath's not
can't.
giving me.
Yeah, we
We're
can
not
do
here.
that. We're traveling.
We're traveling.
We go over to Eco Village that day.
Oh,
We're leaving at
Okay.
3:30.
yeah.
then
so
why can't we do it the next day on Wednesday?
No, tomorrow we're good for it. Tomorrow's Tuesday.
Tomorrow's Tuesday.
Wednesday we can't do it because we're traveling to the
Because you're
GUB.
traveling. Okay, gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
So
All right. So my question was then tomorrow, can we do it an hour earlier?
Tomorrow. Why? Aren't we doing the right time right now?
Because then I can go to Yamuna Arti.
Oh, look at you. It's about you, isn't it? It's about you and your little enjoyment.
Why do you come on so heavy? So that I could go
Or are
to
we
the
doing
Yamuna
it for
Arti.
these Zoom people? What time is it? 7 o'clock
Well,
in the
that would
morning?
make it 6. That would make it 6.
6 a.m. 6
Okay.
a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow.
Yeah, okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah, we can do that, sure.
6 a.m.
Thank
tomorrow and
you.
4:30 India time.
Beautiful.
Great.
Also, there's still time to sign up for a Sage group. The registration will close
That's right.
this Wednesday at midnight, so sign up
Okay.
soon.
All right.
Sign
And if
up,
you're signed
people.
up for one, you can sign up for a second one.
And Mayapur. Got to announce Mayapur, too. Mayapur's happening January 26th.
Yeah.
February
It's gonna be
2nd. Come
fun.
out for a
It'll be
week.
intimate,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, really good. That's all we're going to say about it.
Also, this Sunday from the Bhakti Center is an Urban Devi program. The topic is
Devi.
life lessons from Srila Prabhupada's disciples.
Okay.
And the speaker is Amrita Keli Devidasi. That'll be
Keli.
this Sunday at 11 a.m. via the Bhakti Center website. You can join online.
Okay.
looking a little
Amrita
haggard
Keli, is she
today.
the one that came? She came? We saw her at the Eco Village some years back.
Yeah,
Right.
that's right. I think it's the same
She
one.
was close friends with
Rose.
with, with Rosie, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Oh, very nice.
yeah.
I'm looking a little haggard today, Kaustubha.
You look great, Raghunath.
Thank you.
Thank you. That picked him right up. Okay. You look great.
All right. Should we get into our nugget?
We got a
Yeah.
nugget.
Okay. This comes from Jean de La Fontaine.
Jean de La Fontaine.
Jean de La Fontaine.
Jean?
De La
Jean de La Fontaine.
Jean.
The
Ça va
17th
faire.
century.
Is
Everything is more dramatic in France.
He's a 17th century French poet, best known
Yes.
for his fables, short, elegant
Fables.
stories that use animals in everyday situations to expose human psychology, irony, and moral blind spots.
Really?
Raghunath's interested.
Like
Animals,
fables.
huh?
You like that.
Are they attacking other animals?
You definitely like it that. Jean
Okay,
de
what's
La
he say?
Fontaine, he writes, "A person often meets his destiny on the very road he took to avoid it.
Ooh.
Oh,
Read that again.
A person often meets his destiny on the very road he took to avoid it."
Oh,
You
such
know.
irony.
Yeah, there's something almost comical, which is also a little humbling about this quote. You know, life has a way of setting us up like we're the star of some cosmic prank show.
Yes.
We're spending so much energy trying to dodge discomfort, trying to outsmart fate, trying to reroute the pain, and somehow we end up walking straight into it anyway. It's like when we're trying to run away from the consequences of our actions, and the consequences don't chase us. They just wait there patiently on the very road we chose to avoid, right? Right?
Yes.
And you know, there's a story about Napoleon. You ever heard this? It was like at the height of his power. When he was dominating Europe, he became like obsessed with Russia. You know, he thought Russia is the only real threat to my power. Russia, one of those Russia, like laying in bed at night, Russia.
Okay.
So he decides, I won't wait for fate to happen, and just avoid the fate. Just to avoid the fate that he feared, he invades Russia preemptively before he's like even ready to do it. And that very act, that invasion, becomes the beginning of his demise, right? Because Russia just retreats. They burn down their own cities, and they're like, now we're going to let winter do the work. And Napoleon's army collapses. So he wasn't
Okay.
conquered, right? Despite the decision, he was conquered because of his decision. The thing he was most afraid of didn't sneak up on him. He met him. It met him right on the road, right? And that's how our own karma works like this. We think we're being smart, strategic, protective, but the universe has its own like intelligence. If a lesson hasn't been learned, it doesn't disappear. It just gets delivered another way. That's all. It'll come in another form, right? Sometimes the irony or the comedy, and sometimes it just makes us realize we were never really in control to begin with. And I think maybe that's the ultimate message. Yeah, like we can't run away from our karma. Can't run away from we can't beat fate.
It's if only we could have another perspective, right? A zoomed out perspective where we're sitting there with the powers of the universe, looking at our own life and seeing like the road that we're running down. Why are we running down it? What are we afraid of, or what are we chasing? What are we wandering away from, or what are we chasing, and why? What our plan is and how it will work out, and really not realizing that there are more powerful forces involved all along. And really, that's what like our daily reading of the Bhagavatam is meant to do, right? It's meant to kind of like we can give you that perspective, like
Right.
here, just take a look into it. Take a look into this and apply it to your own life, and you can get an idea that don't be like hitting the whack-a-mole. You keep thinking I'm pressing it down, and it just keeps popping up. So like, for instance, I've known people that have left jobs and left cities and moved across the country to avoid like maybe something that they're experiencing in the workplace, and then find that the exact same dynamic is in the workplace at their new place.
Sure.
So
Sure.
the way that like a Vedantin would look at it, a Bhakti yogi would look at it, is they would say, okay, what's coming at me, this uncomfortable situation in life, is not something that I have to run away from. It's something that is designed, is actually coming as a reaction to my own previous actions. It's meant for me to process and to grow through. I won't run away from it, because if I run away from it, I'm going to be running down some road, and it's going to be waiting for me at the other end of that road.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
found in my life, for sure.
Yeah, it's like that, right?
Yeah.
There's that verse, and it's actually, there's kind of two similar verses in Bhagavatam that speak to it, but the idea that I wish I could phrase it just right now, but that wise people, they don't try to search for happiness, because they know that happiness, they're destined a certain amount of happiness and destined a certain amount of pain in life. And just like we don't search for the pain, we don't chase misery in life, but it comes.
Yeah.
So similarly, we don't have.
It's just gonna come.
It's going to come. Same way, we don't have to look for happiness. It's going to come. What's due, we'll get. So let me not expend all this energy searching for pleasures and trying to avoid misery. Let me, accept what I'm receiving in life and use that energy in a really positive way. Like this allows me to. I know that saying that to some people, it's going to rub them a little bit like, oh, you're being so like passive in life. But no, it's so
Right.
that I can take my energy and direct it exactly where I want to go, on my spiritual growth, on my spiritual depth. Such people that do that, those are the people that can do something wonderful, like all these devotees in Mumbai and at the Eco Village are doing. That's because they've taken their lives and said, I want to serve. I'm not going to spend all of those doctors at the Bhaktivinoda Hospital. By the way, when we say the Bhaktivinoda Hospital, if you look at it from a material perspective, it's like a leading hospital that hospitals all around the country are looking at, because their spiritual care is really effective.
And sometimes if you've ever been to a hospital, especially in the States, it can get really depressing.
Very
It
depressing.
can get really like clinical and sterile, and you feel like you're in a factory almost, and you feel unwelcome. Sometimes they're scary. They've got a scary element to them. They've got impersonal.
It's like the least restful, least healing environment.
Least
Under
healing.
fluorescent lights. I mean, last time you were there, you were like in a hallway.
I was in a hallway for like 6 hours,
Yeah, like 3 in the morning.
and all the people checking on my health did not look healthy at all. They weren't the picture of health. It was like, are you guys healthy? You gonna try to make me like you?
Yeah. So they again, they touch so many lives, and actually they turn more people on to Bhakti than practically any temple out there in the world. It's like
Yeah, because all the patients are like, how can I be like these people?
the patients and their families, the people, like, my God, they're so kind and caring to us, and they're really onto something, these people. What are they onto? I want to know more about it.
Yeah,
And so, they've really connected with thousands of people there. But you can do these wonderful things only when you become selfless, when when you're not thinking. And that's the way that we're mostly trained up. Go out there and go get yours. Find, search for your own happiness. No, you know what? Maybe another strategy in life. I'll accept what's coming to me karmically, and I'll focus all my energy on how I can serve. And
Sure.
that's
And there's something powerful about
wonderful
serving
results.
serving with a team of people. How powerful is that?
Oh, when it's a really good team. I remember I had to bring my wife to the hospital here. This was years ago, but we spent a few days, maybe, I don't remember exactly, 5 days or something like that, living in the hospital. So I was living in the hospital in those days, and I could just really see just the surrender, the expertise. Hospitals are a place of so much pain and suffering.
Sure.
And these people are they're all like angels. They're all just like there to relieve the suffering, with such care, such expertise, such devotion, Amazing stuff.
Right. So good. So happy to be back in Mumbai.
It's like a home,
And
right?
it is like home, and it's only a home because the devotees are here. I always tell this story. It's like the first time I came here with my family years ago, and my ex-wife never came to India before. She was just like, she landed in that plane in Mumbai. It's like, what the hell is this city? Looked like the whole thing got hit by a bomb. And there's beggars and young girls holding babies, begging at your taxi window, and it's overwhelming to the senses. But by the time we left, she was just like, maybe we should raise our kids in Mumbai. And it wasn't because of the outside environment. It's because what the devotees have created in an insular environment of devotion. And when you hang out like that, you don't even feel like you're in a beautiful place. It's not like you're at a Waldorf school in the Bahamas. It's you're actually in a transcendental place. You feel like the vibe is so high. You've transcended the craziness of Mumbai, and you're like, I want to be here for the rest of my life. It's got that type of energy, and that's what I'm excited for the Govardhan Eco Village, because that as the backdrop, and then all the courses going on at the same time, it brings the energy up so high that the time people leave, they're like, what happened to me? And they'll try to explain it to other people, and they'll think, well, I just went to India. And other people are like, yeah, I should just go to India. You're not going to get that experience. You get that experience from hanging out with spiritually focused people. And that's what's nice about these programs that we do in January is we create a bubble. It's not like you're going to a teacher training, showing up like once a week for 11 months on a Saturday. You are immersed in it, and what is happening? You're hearing transcendental truth. You're moving your body. You're breathing. You're hearing more transcendental truth. You're getting swept away in a kirtan. You're jumping up and down in joy. You don't even know what you're doing anymore. It doesn't make sense, but there's some truth resonating in your heart that says, yes, move forward, step forward. And by the time you get out of there, you're like, what just happened to me? It's like that type of vibe. And that's like the vibe we want, that we've had in our own life when our elders have taken us into that bubble. But it's like what we've tried to create there in January. And this, by the way, Kaustubha, this is our biggest year in January, so to speak.
Wow.
Of the last, I think we've done this for 11 years now,
Really?
perhaps 11 years. This is our biggest. We got like 80 people total.
No, that's great. Only problem with that is it's hard to get to spend time with everyone, because you only
gotta
have
work harder. You got to work harder.
21 days. You got to spend.
Try. There's a lesson for you. There's a lesson in here for you, Kaustubha.
All right, thank you, Raghunath. I won't try to avoid anything. I'll just try to accept the lesson as it is. But again, going back to Jean de La Fontaine.
Jean, yeah, tell me.
Just I just think it's just a nice. Granted, it requires faith, but maybe we're all ready in our life to say, you know what? Let me take a leap of faith, and say, maybe I am that comical character that's, hitting the whack-a-mole and running into my own fate on the road that I'm trying to avoid it. And what if I adopted a different strategy that rather
Right.
than I'll accept what comes, I won't try to run away from it, and I will see if I can turn my life into just service to God, service to others. What happens then? Does the quality of my
Right.
life go up or does it go down? And my guess is it's going to go up. The
Right.
real quality of your life is going to go up. All right.
Yeah. Lovely. You're lovely. Let's
Thank
let's
you.
get into this, okay?
Yes.
Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudire. Before we start the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of our conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances to the Supreme Lord Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supremest human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and to Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta preshva badreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavati utamash loke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. By regular attendance in class in the Bhagavatam and by rendering service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart will become eradicated, and loving service to the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, will be established as an irrevocable fact. Om Jnana Timarandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance. My teachers are opening my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my obeisances at their lotus feet. Reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, we got a new chapter, right?
Yeah, we read the first verse, but we may as well read it again.
Oh, did we? Okay. This is chapter 10, Canto 10, chapter 16. Let's do text 1. And it's chapter 16 is the Krishna chastises the serpent, a.k.a. dragon,
Drag.
Kalia.
Well, no,
It's
he
a dragon.
doesn't have wings. He doesn't have wings. He's a multi-headed serpent. Right?
Right, but there's every chance that it could be a dragon.
Well,
It's
don't
just-
dragons have wings and like legs and stuff?
Some do.
Some do. Okay.
Some do.
Well, what makes
in my
something
study
a
of
dragon?
dragons,
What makes something a dragon?
I don't know. I mean, we're talking about like,
Why
pickerel
can't
and
you be
pike,
satisfied just
pike
with
and
a
muskies,
serpent?
Eastern dragons are typically wingless, serpentine, and fly through magic.
Eastern dragons. There you go.
Alright. Eastern dragons. There you go. Okay, thank you. Where'd you get
Okay,
that?
so
Prana Priya. What was your source there?
the Raghupedia. You might have heard of it.
Kids have wings. AI responded when I asked if dragons
Okay.
have wings.
What about legs?
The Western
Do they have
dragons
legs?
do. The Eastern ones are generally wingless.
Wingless dragons. Okay.
All right. Sukadeva Goswami said, Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, seeing that the Yamuna River had been contaminated by the black dragon-like snake, Kalia, desired to purify the river, and thus the Lord banished him from it.
Out.
King
Get
Krishna
out of the
inquired,
river.
O learned sage, please explain how the Supreme Personality of Godhead chastised the serpent Kalia within the unfathomable waters of the Yamuna, and how it was that Kalia had been living there for so many ages. Very interesting little backstory here. O Brahmana, the unlimited Supreme Personality of Godhead freely acts according to his own desires. Who could be satiated when hearing the nectar of the magnanimous pastimes he performed as a cowherd boy in Vrindavan?
We'll hear
She-
very many verses like this in Bhagavatam, right? Where Maharaj Pariksit, who's fasting for days now, hasn't slept, hasn't eaten, and he's just so deeply absorbed in this message that he's completely satisfied, right?
Why was he fasting? For weight loss, for clarity of mind, for losing tummy fat?
He wasn't wasting a moment. He had 7 days left to live, and he was
He was
didn't
at
even have
peace
the
with his
desire.
body. He was at peace
was
with
at-
his body.
He was at peace with his body. He was fully absorbed, and he
Yeah.
felt no need.
No, the idea was he realized he was going to die. He was really sober. He was what's it called when you get a tipped off. He was tipped off like, hey, you're going to die in 7 days. Do something about it. We're not tipped off for the most part. We're just saying, I'm going to live forever. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden we die and we're like, oh my God, or we're dying. I just found out. But he was tipped off. He's going to die in 7 days. So he goes, okay, I'm taking 100% responsibility right now. And he just said, I'm not going to waste my time eating. I'm going to get focused. I'm going to leave everything behind. I'm going to find a guru. I'm going to go to the forest, and I'm going to be prepared and ask really relevant questions, like you're prompting ChatGPT, the really good prompts. He's going to prompt Sukadeva Goswami the most important questions, like, what is the duty of a person about to die?
That's where he started.
That one prompt is the prompt that's leading us through this whole adventure, and we're going hearing all these stories of great souls who have to leave the world, and what's going on. And so here we are now in the 10th canto.
Okay. By the way, Nityananda Chandraji has shared a bit here, Raghunath, to support your Takshaka and Vasuki, who are both mentioned in Bhagavatam.
Yeah,
are
they're dragons of sorts.
They're two of the 12 celestial dragons celebrated in the Buddhist Lotus Sutra.
Well, the Buddhists borrow lots of stuff from us.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
I mean, they borrow deities. You'll see Lord Shiva. There's a lot of Naga worship. Lord Brahma. You'll see repeatedly. Mm-hmm. I mean, he was born out of what we know as Hinduism.
They see them as dragons.
Yeah, you got to be open to that. They could.
I'm open.
I'm same open. Thing, and all this stuff traveled through the East. You know. So, you tell a story, a big, reptile-like being, like, oh, okay. It gets translated in another culture, and they draw it to look slightly different. But they describe it the same.
It's not a dragon.
They describe it scaly. They describe it scaly and fire-breathing and some jewels on the hood.
Fire-breathing. That's a giveaway.
Yeah. Okay. O Brahmana, the unlimited personality of Godhead freely acts according to his own desires. Who could be satiated when hearing the nectar of magnanimous pastimes he performed as a cowherd boy in Vrindavan? Sukadeva Goswami said, within the river Yamuna was a lake inhabited by the serpent Kaliya, whose fiery poison constantly heated and boiled its waters. Now I'm thinking like the Bhāgavatam. Indeed, the vapors thus created were so poisonous that the birds flying over the contaminated lake would fall down into it. So let's get a mental picture here.
He was
the river
toxic.
At this point. Well, yeah, but I'm just saying the river at this point is sort of. Yeah. Let me just explain the river, please. I'm doing some simple geography. The river here is getting wider and turning sort of like into a lake, and that's where he is inhabiting, and I guess we're going to get into that, why he's living in this lake. But anyway, go on.
I was going to say,
and his breath is horrible. It's killing things.
Okay, really bad. I mean, there's what they call gingivitis and stuff like that, halitosis and
beyond
stuff like
halitosis, super califragilis. Okay, Sri Sukadeva Goswami said the wind blowing over the deadly lake carried droplets of water to the shore. Simply by coming in contact with that poisonous breeze, all vegetation and creatures on the shore died.
Oh, very toxic.
All right. Super toxic. Lord Krishna saw how the Kaliya serpent had polluted the Yamuna with his terribly powerful poison. Since Krishna descended from the spiritual world specifically to subdue envious demons, the Lord immediately climbed to the top of a very high kadamba tree and prepared himself for battle. He tightened his belt, slapped his arms. You ever see people wrestle in India? They do this. It's like type of, I don't know what it is. First they take some dirt.
Getting ready to throw down.
Yeah, they throw it on their own shoulders. Ever see Indians fight too? It's really interesting. They open hands slap each other. YouTube that. It's quite interesting. It's like, YouTube that. Why not punch? Just slap. Sometimes a cop will hit the people with slapping.
Cops do that. I've seen that.
Cops do that. Yeah. Right. It's demoralizing, isn't it, getting slapped?
They have another name for it in English, but we won't go into that. Slapped is the second part of it.
Slapjack?
No, slapped is the second
Oh,
part
yeah.
of the phrase.
I get you. He tightened his belt, slapped his arms, and then jumped into the poisonous waters. Sort of like, come on, snake, bring it on.
Imagine how
When this,
beautiful that moment was, though, Raghunath, when Krishna climbed up into that tree, tightened his
well,
belt.
because now Krishna is, he was just a little baby a moment ago in the previous
He's a little
stories
more grown
that
up.
we're all worried about. But now we're sort of worried because he's challenging a monster and he's becoming a hero. It develops a whole nother. Krishna previously was not a hero. He was like an adorable little, vulnerable, he needs my protection baby. But this is bringing out a whole
That was
nother set of emotions, huh?
yes, exactly. Another developing another sub rasa, right, of chivalry, where he's like, "Stand back, everyone! I'm tightening my belt and I'm slapping my arms. I'm going to take care of this."
And he's going to look very beautiful when he's swimming out there, and he's going to look strong. People are going to look up to him, and he's saving lives. He glances and brings them all back to life. Krishna. Okay.
Yeah.
When the Supreme Personality of God had landed in the serpent's lake, the snakes there became extremely agitated and began breathing heavily, further polluting it with volumes of poison. The force of the Lord's entrance into the lake caused it to overflow from all sides, and poisonous, fearsome waves flooded the surrounding lands up to a distance of 100 bow lengths. I love old measurements.
100 bow lengths or so.
100, right? What are some old cubits? What? Hands?
Yeah, they measure like horses that way, right?
Stone. He weighs about 13 stones. What?
Score.
4 score in 20 years?
No, 20 years is a score, right? 4 score
Oh.
and 7 years ago.
4 score, yes. Anyway.
Hectares.
Now
Crochet.
now it's reminding me of the Nate Barsgate. Mary, you got to put that on the board, please.
All right,
Have
let's
you
keep
seen
this.
Okay, sorry.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This is not at all amazing, however, for the Supreme Lord possesses infinite strength.
Hold on, where
No
are
big
you?
deal. I was right on. All the waves,
100
everything
bow
was
lengths.
happening,
Oh, yeah.
everything's right, but it's not a big deal for Krishna. Krishna began sporting in Kaliya's lake like a lordly elephant, swirling his
Milo.
mighty arms and making the water resound in various ways. When Kaliya heard these sounds, he understood that someone was trespassing in his lake.
It was very defiant.
Yeah. The serpent could not tolerate this and immediately came forward. Kaliya saw that Sri Krishna, who wore yellow silken garments, was very delicate. His attractive body shining like a glowing white cloud, his chest bearing the mark of Srivatsa, his face smiling beautifully, and his feet resembling the whirl of a lotus flower. The Lord was playing fearlessly in the water, despite his wonderful appearance. The envious Kaliya furiously bit him on the chest and then completely enwrapped him in his coils.
Now, let's just pause for a moment. That is a terrifying sight.
Snakes in general are terrifying.
And
What to
but
speak
when
of dragons.
And when this huge one bites sweet Krishna right on the chest, what that does to someone who loves Krishna, what that does to their heart, it's hard even to imagine.
Yeah,
Right, the
it's like if
intensity
there's
of
a
that
snake
motion.
biting me, I'm going to be freaking out. If there's a snake biting my little boy, I'll be double
It's-
freaking out.
Yeah. And what about a huge one that bites you right in the chest? All right, let's
God.
see what happens.
When the members of the cowherd community, who had accepted Krishna as their dearmost friend, saw him enveloped in the snake's coils, motionless, they were
Oh.
greatly disturbed. They had offered Krishna everything, their very selves, their families, their wealth, their wives, and all pleasures. At that sight of the Lord in the clutches of the Kaliya snake, their intelligence became deranged by grief, lamentation, and fear, and thus they fell to the ground.
Okay. So this is one of those leelas, one of those pastimes of Krishna, where like the whole village is involved, right? Like everybody's going to come running. So all the different relationships that Krishna has, which are all just completely infused with this special love, this special, intimate, very personal love. They're all feeling the fear and the pain of seeing Krishna in this circumstance, but with a unique blend of their own, coming from their own loving perspective, you know. For the boys,
Gotcha.
oh no, our friend. You know, for the girls, oh no, our Krishna. You know, for the parents, you know, it's just they can't stand. So we're going to hear more about all that, but this is one of those things where everybody's focused. Krishna does something very dramatic and very public.
Sure.
And we get to see how everyone responds with their own unique love. But also when we look at this Leela, again, you know, this is one of those things where, you know, I've mentioned on the show before, but I once heard a clue from Srila Niranjana Swami about how to answer questions about Krishna's Leelas. You know, because people, you know, like say you walk into an Indian shop or a restaurant or something, you see this painting of Krishna dancing on top of the snake.
Yeah.
And so, you know, the natural question is, why is he dancing on top of the snake? And his key was, the answer is always going to have to do with love. You know, it's all his leelas are all about stirring up, intensifying the moods of love. Just in the same way that we think of like a script writer, they can manipulate the circumstances in their story for the purpose of intensifying the feelings that everybody feels in reading the book. In the same way, Krishna's internal potency of Yoga Maya is creating all the circumstances that are just right for intensifying the feelings of love that are shared between Krishna and all these devotees. And that's why there's a snake in the water that's biting him right on the chest. You know, it's
Nice. Nice way
the
to
deepest
nice,
richness
nice
of
way to
feelings.
frame that out, my friend.
Thank
Hey,
you,
you know what? I haven't talked to you since Christmas Eve. Remember?
Christmas Eve.
That we haven't had a
yes.
show since Christmas Eve day, and I was
Okay,
going through that
something
personal.
happened. Yes.
Yeah, I remember
How
everything was
your
going down
Christmas?
that day. It was like my mother was sick. She was like in the midst of
The dog wasn't
like
coming back.
loopy. My dog left. The healthy sheep dropped dead. The other sheep is dying. It was just like my whole
Yes.
world was crumbling. And then
What happened?
And then I can't remember. You said something funny. Like you said something very nice, and I was just like, "Shut up! How dare you say that?"
Yes, no,
What
I
is-
said.
what is-
I said, how's it going?
Are you having a
real
happy
Christmassy?
Christmas? I was like, "How dare you!"
I can't believe you asked that.
I was in a really tough mood that day.
Right, okay.
And then I said, and then somebody said, maybe it was you also saying, "Well, why don't you do Sweet Baby Krishna tonight?" I was like,
Oh,
"Oh
yeah.
yeah, great. The loser is going to do Sweet Baby Krishna, and no one's going to join in." And then all of a sudden, all these people in the message board goes, "I'll watch it." And so we did it. We did Sweet Baby Krishna on Christmas
did you
Eve
do?
night. Oh yeah, because all my kids were over at my ex's house, so we were. Oh yeah, and then me and yeah, so me and Pranapriya did the show, and everybody. It was just like, here it's the classic story. Even when things are like feeling like a desert, you invite the sweet, beautiful rain cloud of Krishna into your heart, and it just make the whole desert bloom. And we were all feeling so high, and all the other people. I was like, I guess I'm not a loser. All these other people are on Zoom too, watching, and they're all happy. And then my older son came home, and I wasn't ready for that because, you know, I'm not ready for someone to walk him. So immediately I reached for my axe
in other
underneath
words,
my couch.
He surprised you.
He surprised me. He just came home. He's like,
Look
"Oh,
at that.
how are you?" Yeah, it just worked out great.
You know what I regretted not saying. It occurred to me later, and of course
Yeah.
you were just kind of just speaking.
I was a little
emotionally.
mopey.
Yeah, but you said the dog's not loyal, the kids aren't loyal, and I say, of course your kids are loyal. They're so loyal that they're going to see their mother and their father because they're so
Yes.
loyal.
Yes.
But that's wonderful that your son
Oh.
came and visited you that night.
I got a whole nother story to tell you.
Krishna miracle?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess there's a miracle in there somewhere. No, on the way home, so we went down to visit my brother in Brooklyn with all my family, and Prana and me left early so she could wake up early and start all the cooking for the next thing where her family's coming over to the farm.
Tony.
Yeah, so on the way back, we fueled up the electric car in New Rochelle. And then I fell asleep because I was exhausted. And when I woke up, I was like, Pranapriya, we've only got like 18% left on the electric car. We're nowhere near home.
I woke you up actually to say
So you woke
that.
me up.
You didn't wake up.
I didn't wake up and chastise you.
You didn't wake up and even look at the car's mileage left, but
But anyway, we ran out of electric fuel.
we did.
And when I called AAA, they were like, "Oh, we can't help you. It's Christmas. It was midnight at
We
Christmas."
can't send anyone out to the
It was
morning.
it was the Christmas Eve midnight or Christmas
No,
Day
it was
midnight?
Christmas Day midnight.
Day at night.
Okay, you're coming back from the city.
Yeah.
I'm back from the city,
We
admitting,
should have had enough charge because we drove down there.
but it was like 11 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh man!
If you're from Europe and you don't know what that means, that means super duper cold.
and you're
and
in
it
New
just, like,
Rochelle, you're
killed
like
the
hardly got
battery.
out of the city.
I had one bar left on my phone.
You should have
And
gone to
anyway-
you should have turned around and gone to my apartment, Raghunath. I would have given you
Dude,
shelter.
we were
on
30
Christmas
minutes from my
Day.
house. Thank you, though. Thank you,
I
though.
thought you said you were in New Rochelle.
No, we
We
refueled and
recharged.
recharged in New Rochelle. Now we were,
north of the city, so we should have been like had more than enough charge to
and
get.
it just killed the battery. So anyway, to make a long story
What
short,
killed it?
I called 911.
Yeah, like
I spent Christmas night in the back of a sheriff's car.
we both did.
Look at you guys.
We both did. Because we were like, we're going to freeze and die in this car on a country road.
Yeah.
Wow.
There was no Christian. The only Christian miracle was we didn't sweat it that much, and we just
We chanted.
sort of laughed it off.
Yeah.
And we chanted.
Well,
Oh, you know what?
just-
That was one when we were like approaching the charger. We got to get it to a charging station.
We had
Then I
3 miles to the charging station, and my car said that we had 6 miles left till we were going to run out of our charge. So I was like, okay,
we can do
I
that.
think we got this. I think we got this. And then we didn't.
It just started decreasing rapid. So then it made me chant rapid. Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. You need a little distress in your life to get dependent on God. That was the takeaway. You need a little distress. Next
Okay.
time you're feeling distressed, Krishna's just trying to get you excited in your spiritual life.
Well, then the flatbed, we had to get the car towed back to Super Soul Farm, and where there's a charger. Except we couldn't put my car in neutral, and so when they dropped it off the flatbed truck at this point it's 1:30 in the morning probably, they dropped it 6 inches too short to reach the charger.
That's a long story. That's a big
God.
squirrel. Anyway, the fact is everything's good. It's all good. Krishna took care of us. Krishna wanted to see me chant more. He thought I was getting a little lazy. I think that's what happened. Sorry for
How
that
was the
squirrel.
time? How was the time with your family at down in the city?
Really nice. I got a nice family.
See? There you go.
Yeah.
It was like one of those Christmas stories, like what is it called? The Christmas Carol? Jimmy Stewart or whatever his name was.
I know that's
Yeah.
called Wonderful. It's a Wonderful Life. Christmas Carol is the one with Scrooge, Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a wonderful life, Raghunath. It's a wonderful life. How about that?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Grinch.
Should we get into our takeaways?
All right, let's get our takeaway, sir.
Takeaways, yeah.
You're a mean one, Mr. K.
Was that who was that name of that guy who does the voice there? Sings
Oh, I
that
don't
song?
know.
He's like Darth Vader, right?
Oh, no, he's so old. That thing is so old. The Chief's looking it up. You're a mean one, Mr. K.
I think it's the same guy.
All right, takeaways, please.
What is Vrindavan, where Krishna is loved in the mood of Brijbasis?
I don't remember saying
That's
that.
Vrindavan.
with Brijbasis.
Might
Yeah,
have been
there's another
Swiss-
co-host you have over here.
When,
That's when I don't listen. I got it. Okay.
when you associate with high-level devotees, you want to join the cult.
Join the cult. It's
That was
fun.
you. That was you.
Yeah, that was me.
When we invite God in with sincerity and humility, magic happens.
It happened.
Oh, yeah?
Our consequences are waiting patiently on the road for us.
Oh, yeah, they're right there.
We can't run away from our karma or beat fate.
Nope.
You don't need to search for happiness. Just redirect your energy to spiritual pursuits.
It'll come
Okay.
on its own.
Read them with a little bit more drama and zing, Mara.
More drama and zing.
Try that again from the top.
Zing. The drama was good on that one, but we still need more zing. That was too much zing. Take it down a notch.
Back off at the zing a little.
Accept our karma and serve selflessly.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah. That is zing.
Watch what happens to the quality of life when you try to serve others.
Here, let me try that. Watch what happens to the quality of
Too much
life.
zing.
Too much.
Too much
When you
zing.
want to serve others.
You need a little
Do you mind
distress
turning
to
down
call
your
out to
energy? Remember that one, Raghunath? Do you mind turning down your energy? a little
Lower
bit?
your energy a little bit.
Thank
You're ruining
you.
the vibe in this.
You're in the vibe of my yoga class.
Wait. The chief has some critical information here.
Oh, yeah. What's it got?
What? Girl?
Thorough.
Thurl Ravenscroft. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
That was his name?
Thorough Ravenscroft.
That was his name.
He was one of the best-known works as a vocalist for the song "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch."
Okay.
He was
That's
accidentally uncredited, actually.
Oh, interesting.
He should be credited.
He should be credited.
Do we have to do everything around here?
I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole.
Krishna's Leela intensifies the love.
That's right.
And
Yes.
And you got to be open to dragons.
I'm open.
Yeah, there you go.
I just
Gotta
didn't
be.
want, when I, heard it from the proper source, I accepted. Raghunath was right. I was wrong.
Yeah. Maybe just, how about accept Raghunath as the proper source? How about that?
No, because
Don't
it's
doubt
often
Raghunath. There's a
not.
takeaway for you.
No, you
Don't doubt
You have
Raghunath.
to doubt. You have to doubt Raghunath at every step. You gotta really take him to task.
Every step, analyze it. Rip apart. Ask him for
Check it, double
quotation.
check it,
Where did you
triple
get
check
that
it.
from? Back check Raghunath.
I mean,
It's a police flatbed.
The police.
Yeah, I mean-
the police were cool, weren't they?
They were very. Everybody was.
We had great cops. Thanks everybody for
Everyone's in
joining
Christmas
us.